Namo Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajakacarya Ashtattara Sata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, I hope all you are doing well. Today we'll be reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, text 6. So almost we have read till text 5. If you have not listened previous text, you can check out our playlist. So before we begin, we will pray first, then we will start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritam Naranchaivo Narattamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tatum Jayamudirayet. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuro Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवाशदि गौर भक्त वृंद नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन्नित नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात दिशतारिणे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे. So let's begin. Please listen very carefully. This is very important text from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita chapter 9 text 6. यथा आकाशो स्थितो नित्यं वायु सर्वत्र गोमहन् यथा आकाशो स्थितो नित्यं वायु सर्वत्र गोमहन् तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्स्थानि उपाधरए तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्स्थानि उपाधरए यथा आकाशो स्थितो नित्यं वायु सर्वत्र गोमहं तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्स्थानि उपाधरए यथा आकाशो स्थितो नित्यं वायु सर्वत्र गोमहं तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्स्थानि उपाधरए. Synonyms: Yatha, just as; Akaso sthita, situated in the sky; Nityam, always; Vayu, the wind; Sarvatra, blowing; blowing everywhere; Mahan, great; Tatha, similarly; Sarvani Bhutani, all created being; Mat sthani, situated in me; Iti, thus; Upadharaye, trying to understand. The translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Understand that as the mighty wind blowing everywhere, rest always in the sky, always created being rest in me. All created beings rest in me. Understand that as the mighty wind blowing everywhere, rest always in the sky, all created being rest in me. Understand that as the mighty wind blowing everywhere, rest always in the sky, all created being rest in me. Purport. For the ordinary person, it is almost inconceivable how the huge material creation is resting in him. But Lord is giving an example which may help us to understand. The sky may be the biggest manifestation we can conceive, and in that sky, the wind or air is the biggest manifestation in the cosmic world. The movement of the air influences the movement of everything. But although the wind is great, it is still situated within the sky. The wind is not beyond the sky. Similarly, all the wonderful cosmic manifestations are existing but supreme will of God, and all of them are subordinate to the supreme will. As we generally say, not a blade of grass move without the will of the supreme personality Godhead. Thus, everything is moving under His will. By His will, everything is being created, everything is being maintained, and everything is being annihilated. Thus, He is aloof from all. aloof from everything, as the sky is always aloof from the activity of wind. In the Upanishad, it is stated that Yadvisha Bat Pavate. It is the out of fear of the Supreme Lord that the wind is blowing. The Three Upanishad 2.8.1. In the Brihadaranya Upanishad 3.8.9, it is stated एतस्य वा अक्षरस्य प्रशासने गार्गी सूर्यचन्द्रौ वृद्धौ तौ तिष्ठते एतस्य वा अक्षरस्य प्रशासने गुर्गी द्याव अपरिव्यौ वृद्धते तिष्ठति. By the supreme order, under the superintendence of the Supreme Personality Godhead, the moon and the sun and the other great planet are moving. In the Brahma Samhita, it is also stated In the Brahma Samhita, it is also stated, Yak Chakshur, Esha Shabita Sakal Grahanam, Raja Samasta Sura Murtir Asesa Teja, Jasya Gyaya Brahmati Sambranta Kala Chakra, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. This is a description of the movement of the sun. It is said that the sun is considered to be one of the eye of the Supreme Lord, and that is the immense potency of diffuse heat and light. Still, it is moving in its prescribed orbit by the order of the Supreme Will of Govinda. So, from the Vedic literature, we can find the evidence that this material manifestation, which appeared to us to be very wonderful and great, is the under complete control of the Supreme Personality Godhead. This will be further explained in the later verse of this chapter. So here we conclude the reading of Bhaktivedanta Paraport for the day. I hope all you understood. So let's jump into the insight. We have made a separate video presentation. So please listen till the end. You will find the better insight from the video presentation. Hare Krishna.
All right, let's dive into something really profound today. We're going to unpack a huge cosmic concept from the Bhagavad Gita, and we're going to do it with a surprisingly simple analogy, one that's literally as old as the elements themselves.
So, let's start with a question for you. Just think about the wind for a second, right? It's this incredible, massive force of nature. But where does it live? Does it have a home?
Well, the thing is, it's kind of everywhere and nowhere at the same time. I mean, it's always moving, it touches everything, but it's always held inside something way bigger, something constant, and that's the sky.
And this is where it gets interesting. You've got this clear contrast, right? On one hand, you have the wind. It's powerful, it's always moving, it's dynamic. But then you have the sky, which is just vast. It's still. It contains the wind, but the wind doesn't really affect it. Now remember that relationship, because it is the key to everything we're about to talk about.
So why are we talking about the weather? Because this simple, everyday observation, it's the bridge to some incredibly deep, ancient wisdom. This whole wind and sky thing, it's not just a nice bit of poetry. It's actually a 3,000-year-old analogy from the Bhagavad Gita, and it's used to explain the very nature of reality.
Okay, so here's the actual verse. It says, "Understand that as the mighty wind blowing everywhere rests always in the sky, all created beings rest in me." Bam! There it is. The analogy is laid out perfectly. So, we're the wind. All of creation, everything that exists, is like that dynamic, always moving wind. And the me in the verse, that's referring to the supreme, the ultimate source, the foundation of everything. It's the sky, that vast, unmoving container for it all.
And if you look at the original Sanskrit, it's even cooler. It shows just how intentional this is. You have the word yata, which means just as. Then you have akasha sthita, meaning situated in the sky, and that's directly compared to matstani, situated in me. The language itself builds the parallel. This isn't just some loose metaphor, it's a really precise philosophical model.
Okay, but this brings up a huge question, right? If everything, and I mean everything, all the chaos, the good stuff, the bad stuff, if all of that exists inside the supreme reality, doesn't that mean the supreme is constantly getting tossed around and changed by it all?
Well, the text has an answer, and it's built around the concept of being aloof. Now, when we hear that word, we might think of someone being distant or cold, but that's not what it means here. In this context, aloof means you're the foundation for all the activity, but you remain totally separate and unaffected by that activity.
And boom, that brings us right back to our analogy.
Think about it. The wind can be a gentle little breeze or can be a catastrophic hurricane. But the sky doesn't care. The sky is unchanged. It holds the storm, but it is not the storm. And that's exactly the idea here. The Supreme contains all of creation's drama, but it remains completely distinct from it.
So, this isn't just some one-off idea in a single verse. Not at all. This concept of a cosmic order, it's a theme you see pop up in other major Vedic texts too. It's a really foundational principle.
For example, in the Taittiriya Upanishad, there's a line that says, "The wind blows out of fear of the Supreme Lord." Now, fear here isn't like being scared of a monster. It's more like a deep, profound respect for a higher order. The implication is that these natural forces aren't just random. They're actually operating under a kind of divine directive.
And then another text just blows the whole thing wide open to the entire cosmos. It says, by the supreme order, the moon, the sun, and the other great planets are moving. So we've gone from the wind on Earth to the very movement of the heavens. It's all being described as part of the same governed system.
And check this out. The Brahma Samhita gives us this just incredible image. It calls the sun one of the eyes of the Supreme Lord. And even the sun, with all its unbelievable power, is moving in its perfect prescribed orbit, all because of that same supreme will. I mean, the cosmic scale of this idea is just staggering when you really think about it.
So, let's bring it all together. The big takeaway here is this. These texts are telling us that everything, from a tiny blade of grass all the way up to the sun, exists inside a greater reality. And not only that, but it's all subordinate to a single supreme will. It's all part of a grand cosmic order.
Okay, so let's just quickly walk through the steps we took to get here. First, we started with that simple analogy. The wind is in the sky. Step 2, we connected that to the idea that all of us, all beings, rest within the Supreme. Step 3, we tackled that tricky concept of being aloof, how the Supreme can contain everything without being affected, just like the sky. And finally, Step 4, we saw how this isn't just one verse's idea. It's a theme that expands out to govern the entire cosmos.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. What this verse gives us is a whole different way to see the cosmos. It's not just a bunch of random, chaotic stuff happening. It's a unified whole, all of it existing inside a supreme consciousness. So maybe the next time you're outside and you feel the wind on your face, or you just look up at that massive, endless sky, maybe you'll see it just a little bit differently.